Hello world, Lisa Friedrichsen, your friend and computer science professor with another short screencast about access. In the previous screencast in this playlist, we talked about how to troubleshoot a query that's returning more records than you expect. In this one, we'll talk about troubleshooting a query that's returning fewer records than expected. And the first thing I always check is the criteria rows, knowing that each row is evaluated separately. So each record gets to test the first row, am I in Virginia, is the product name syrup, and then the second row would be all the records, regardless of the state, have a product name of coffee. In this case, we want all the records where the state is either Missouri, MO, or Kansas, KS. It's important to realize that we speak differently than criteria rows work. Your boss might say, give me all the customers from Missouri and Kansas. But if we tried to put that criteria into one cell, Missouri and Kansas, we're surely going to get 0 records because there's never a time where the state is both Missouri and Kansas. If we put an OR here, then we're going to get all the customers where the state is Missouri or Kansas. I know I've got customers in Missouri or Kansas. And some of those customers have ordered products. But instead of using or and in the criteria cell, I'd like to just consider each row of the grid to be a separate test on the record. And you get a little clue over here with the word or, that Missouri or Kansas is what we want. And we're getting 4 records. And we say to ourselves, we know we have more customers in Missouri and Kansas than just the Woodgrove Bank. In fact, if we go over to our customers table, if I go in here and select Kansas and Missouri customers, wow, I've got 5 customers in Missouri and Kansas, but my query is only returning Woodgrove Bank. So what's the problem with this? I'm going to go back to design view, and first of all, one great troubleshooting technique for any problem is just to simplify your problem. And so I want all the customers in the state of Missouri and Kansas in this data sheet. And customers is directly related in a one-to-many relationship with orders. The first thing I'm going to do is just simplify. I'm going to get rid of the products and the order details tables and just try and pull all the customers from the state of Missouri or Kansas and their orders. And I go back to data sheet view. And now I've got 2 orders that came from that Woodgrove Bank customer in Missouri. I'm not getting several of my other Missouri customers nor my Kansas customers. The reason I'm selecting fewer records than I expect is because I'm only pulling the records where there's a match between the customers table and the orders table. In other words, I think I have some new customers in the customers table that have never placed an order. And if they don't have a matching record here in the orders table, they're not going to be selected. There's a way to test this by double-clicking the link line and choosing all the records from the customers table, even if they don't have any matching records in the orders table. I'm going to click OK, and I see my link line has changed a little bit, and I'm going to look at my data sheet view, and there they are. There are the other 4 customers that I have in Kansas and Missouri. The problem with the query was they had never placed an order, so they weren't automatically included in that query. So in summary, to troubleshoot a query that's either giving you too many or too few records, first check your criteria rows. Are they entered correctly so that each record can pass each test? And secondly, simplify your query to include only the tables that are actually needed, and then consider your relationship lines to make sure that you're pulling all the records you want, even if they don't have a matching record in the many side of a one-to-many relationship. Thank you.